Herschel fake police ass Walker. Senator Warnock debated Herschel Walker. This debate was classic in so many ways. Herschel Walker not only showed a fake badge to prove he is not the fake police, he also, in another context, admitted that the check where his previous romantic relationship claimed he paid for an abortion, he admitted, yep, that's his signature, that's his check. Okay, let's go to the first video, here it is.
I've never pretended to be a police officer, and I've never threatened a shootout with the police.
Well, and now I have to respond to that.
We are moving on, gentlemen.
I have to respond to that. And you know what's so funny? I am with many police officers.
I ask you to put that prop away.
Well, it's not a prop. This is real. And he said I have a problem. I never worked with law enforcement.
It is considered a prop, Mr. Walker.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
You're very well aware of the rules.
Now, in all due respect, and to give Herschel the benefit of the doubt, he may not have known what the word prop meant when he signed the contract. Now, I had Senator Warnock on my radio program earlier today. He responded directly to the issue of the fake badge while on stage. Here it is.
We have, ladies and gentlemen, Senator Raphael Warnock, Dr. Reverend. Good day, sir. Welcome.
Hey, Rashad. Dr. Rashad Richey, great to be with you.
Great to have you back on the show. I got to ask you, first question. When you saw Herschel Walker, after you said basically, you're the fake police, after you told Herschel Walker, I've never been accused of, faking to be the police, etc. He pulls out a fake badge. What was your thought in that moment?
Man, who does that? I want to provide us context, for folks who didn't see the debate. I had literally just said, you claim to be in law enforcement. You weren't. You're not.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Herschel Walker never responded to the second part. There was a part B of Warnock's question, so to speak. And that part B was, why did you threaten to have a shootout with the police? So Herschel Walker did not provide an adequate response to that. So let's go down the rabbit hole here of some of the actual lies on record from Walker. At one point he said, I worked in law enforcement, so I had a gun. You don't get clearer than that. I worked in law enforcement, so I had a gun. That's what he said. Walker told a US Army audience, according to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. In 2017, he specifically said, and I quote, I work with the Cobb County Police Department. AJC noted that Walker's campaign claimed he was an honorary deputy with the Cobb County Sheriff's Office. The police division and the sheriff's division, two different offices. He was unaware of this, obviously. However, the department informed the AJC that they had no record. There was no record of Walker ever working there. Walker also said in 2019, and I quote, I spent time at Quantico at the FBI training school. Y'all didn't know I was an agent. Once again, the FBI has confirmed Herschel Walker has never been a federal agent, okay? Now, Herschel finally admitted, ladies and gentlemen, that the check that has been in question, the $700, which his ex says was payment for an abortion. And remember, I'm pro-choice here. I believe in a woman's right, freedom. The issue with Herschel is that he's so extreme. He believes that even if a child is violated, that child must be forced to bear that fetus. Now that is child abuse by policy. That is criminal, regardless of what your laws may say. So here's his admission.
Why not reach out to her and if
Why should I? Why do I need to?
NBC News has now spoken to that former girlfriend who provided us with what she says is a copy of a $700 check that Walker gave her to pay for the abortion and a receipt from the medical center in Georgia where she alleges it took place. We did show a copy of the check to Walker, who said the allegation he paid for an abortion isn't true.
This is still a lie because she's the mother of my child. So you're gonna see me a check or somebody giving a check. So that I'm saying it's a lot.
Do you know what this $700 check is for?
I have no idea what that can be for.
Is that your signature on the check, though?
Let me see. It could be. It doesn't matter whether it's my signature or not.
When pressed, Walker said definitively for the first time, the check is his.
Yes, that's my check.
Why should voters believe you in this
Voters should
Your
believe
word.
me because I've been very transparent about everything I've ever done.
Walker has also faced criticism for embellishing statements about his academic and business records and ties to law enforcement, highlighted by his opponent, Senator Raphael Warnock, in their debate. And where's this one from?
This is from my hometown. This is from Johnson County, from the sheriff from Johnson County, which is a legit badge.
The Johnson County sheriff confirmed to NBC News he gave Walker an honorary badge, which allows him to help with community support in a crisis.
You don't get to do that here, Herschel. You see, your initial claim was that you were actually a deputy, a police officer, an agent, as you said in your tweet, with the Cobb County Sheriff's Office. You initially said it was the Cobb County Police Department. Both have denied knowing who the hell you are, sir. Now you're saying, oh, well, I got this other badge from another county that was never in question in the first place. So yes, sir, you pulled out a damn prop and it had nothing to do with the story initially you were in the limelight for. All right, Sharon Reed, what are your thoughts on this?
You know, one of the other things that Herschel Walker said, Dr. Richey, was that the former president called him after that debate and that he will be here in Georgia when and if Herschel Walker needs him. He doesn't need the former president to tell any more lies around here. He's got it covered. He's got it covered completely. I will say this, the expectations were so low out of that debate, and he's lied so much that no one expects him to tell the truth. Missed opportunity. Love Raphael Warnock. Missed opportunity. But I don't know how you defend against lies and crazy. What was the man supposed to say and do?
You know, I concur, and I've already had a conversation with his camp. I don't think Warnock was aggressive enough. He followed the rules. If you looked at the entire debate, Herschel Walker was allowed to violate the rules almost all night, except for one occasion. They rewarded him. Warnock followed the rules. He stopped when the time said stop. He did not interrupt the moderator. Herschel was allowed to do this. And that's precisely the reason why his campaign said yes to this particular forum, because they had an expectation that the moderator would be more friendly to a Herschel Walker. And it seems as if their assumption was true. Yeah.